I was trying to buy a charger. That's it. Not a house, not a yacht, not a mysterious internet fortune. Just a charger. My laptop charger had finally given up after years of loyal service and one unfortunate incident involving a cup of coffee and poor decision making. So after a long night driving for Uber, I opened eBay and searched. A laptop charger? Simple. Normal. Emotionally safe. Then eBay showed me a suggestion. Old laptop, a plus charger bundle, untested, $20. I stared at it. The charger alone was $18. For $2 extra, I got an entire laptop. Financially, it would have been irresponsible not to buy it. So I bought it. A week later, the package arrived. Inside was one dusty laptop, one suspicious charger, and enough crumbs to suggest the previous owner had lived exclusively on crackers. I plugged it in. The laptop turned on. Eventually. The desktop looked like it had not been touched since people were still saying "to the moon" unironically. There were folders everywhere. Taxes, vacation photos, recipes, and one file named Bitcoin Wallet Backup. I laughed, because that's exactly the kind of folder you expect to contain either $800 million or a PDF explaining why you should buy silver. I clicked it. The wallet opened. Balance 8,000 Bitcoin. I checked the price, then checked it again, then used my calculator because my brain had formally resigned. Total value, 800,000. I stared at the screen for so long that the laptop went to sleep. Naturally, I assumed it was fake. So I Googled, can a $20 laptop ruin my ability to act normal? Then, how to know if Bitcoin is real. Then, what face do rich people make? No useful answers. I called a lawyer. He looked at the wallet balance, took off his glasses, and said, I'm going to bill you by the heartbeat. After several meetings, everyone agreed that 1. The Bitcoin was real. 2. I should stop refreshing the price every 6 seconds. Selling it was surprisingly complicated. Apparently, you can't walk into a bank and say, hello, I'd like to cash in this magical internet treasure. So I sold a small amount first, then another, then another. Each time, real money appeared in my account. At one point, I transferred $10 million and had to sit down. I celebrated responsibly. First, I bought a fireproof vault. Then a second vault for the password to the first vault. Then a framed screenshot of the eBay listing. I titled it, Best 20 I Ever Spent. I also bought a giant Bitcoin-shaped swimming pool. Because if your life becomes ridiculous, you should commit. Then I purchased a $7,000 espresso machine. I made my first cup. Took a sip. Still tasted like burnt sadness. At this point, I'm beginning to think the problem might be me. A month later, the eBay seller sent me a message. Hope the charger works. I stared at the screen. Then replied, it changed my life. That night, I sat in my penthouse, looking out over the city. My coffee still tasted terrible. My Bitcoin pool was being cleaned. And my phone buzzed with another eBay suggestion. Old hard drive, untested, $15. I added it to my watch list.